Matthew McConaughey was born in November 1969 in Texas. As a student, he was popular and even bagged an award titled Most Handsome Student. However, life at home wasn't exactly smooth for the young actor. He witnessed violent incidents as a child but never really thought his parents were abusive, even though he acknowledged that others would probably perceive their actions as such. He said that he was scared at the moment, but even then he didn't even question the love that mom and dad had or the love that they gave him. Matthew McConaughey had it rough after high school when he decided to enroll in an exchange program that took him to Australia. Things weren't exactly the way he expected them to be, and he had to find a way to get through a difficult year. He was with a very odd family in the middle of the country in nowhere, Australia. His life was basically brought to a standstill during his time in Australia. He didn't have friends or a steady-paying job. He didn't even have a phone to get in touch with his loved ones and had to figure out a way to depend on himself. He felt he would not be where he is today with the life he has if he did not have that year, that very tough year that he had in Australia. Matthew McConaughey has been transparent about some of the most traumatic experiences he lived through. He was blackmailed into having sex at age 15, and back then he felt he was going to hell for the premarital sex. He faced abuse later as well when he was 18 years old. He was knocked unconscious in the back of a van and molested by an older man. Despite the difficult experiences that he's lived through, Matthew McConaughey doesn't think that he's ever felt like a victim. He felt he had a lot of proof that the world is conspiring to make him happy. Matthew McConaughey may be rather popular and well-known now, but that wasn't always the case. The actor had to face his share of struggles when he was starting out in the entertainment industry. McConaughey first tried to make his mark as a hand model when he was feeling demotivated about the sheer number of rejections he had to endure when he was in film school. He was told by a talent agent that he had good-looking hands. Additionally, McConaughey also decided to take up a job as a server at an all-black, sweaty bar that sold catfish, beer, and blues. Fame had a major downside for Matthew McConaughey and the relationship that he shared with his mom, Kay. After show business took over the actor's life, he realized that his mom was dazzled by her son's newfound fame. The actor explained that after becoming a celebrity, even something as simple as his regular weekly calls with his mother were affected. Moreover, McConaughey was trying to figure out ways to get used to being famous when things took a turn for the worse once he figured out that some of the things he shared with his mom would later end up becoming news stories. This caused a rift between the two, and McConaughey was estranged from his mother for a long time. 8 years, to be precise. They eventually worked things out and started speaking again, but it took the actor a long time to get over what happened. Matthew McConaughey has been controversial at times. For example, one of his most scandalous incidents is from 1999, when the actor was arrested. According to The Hollywood Reporter, McConaughey was naked, the windows in his home were open, and he had made the decision to smoke a bowl and listen to the beautiful African melodic beats in the middle of the night. This didn't go down well with cops in Austin, who broke into his home, handcuffed him, and told him that he was being arrested for disturbing the peace, possession of marijuana, and resisting arrest. The actor was displeased, yelled a retort at them, and refused to put his clothes back on. According to McConaughey, this was his way of showing that he wasn't wrong and was minding his own business when they entered his home. The actor later got away with a fine amounting to $50 and, well, plenty of publicity. Despite being a promising actor, Matthew McConaughey didn't always get the roles he wanted, opportunities that could have helped his career immensely. For example, McConaughey was one of the actors who was considered for the role in Titanic that eventually went to Leonardo DiCaprio. The actor also had his heart set on playing the Hulk but never quite got the chance to fulfill his dream. As reported by the Huffington Post, he was rejected when he showed interest in being a part of the Marvel Heroes world. When he was asked whether he made his interest in the role known, he said he did, but he was turned away. For those who recall, Edward Norton played the Hulk in the 2008 film, The Incredible Hulk, and Mark Ruffalo eventually became the character in other Hulk films from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. McConaughey has yet to play a superhero in a Marvel film. Matthew McConaughey received a huge blow when he found out that he'd lost his father, James Donald McConaughey, in 1992. He spoke to Tim Ferriss about his loss and said that losing his father made him more open to risks as far as work was concerned. He said, "My dad being this sort of crutch, just because he was alive and above government and above law, was now gone. I had no crutch, I had no safety net, all of a sudden." Losing his dad made the actor reflect on things like mortality. He realized that the things he previously loved and craved for, such as acting and fame, were temporary, and in a way, this allowed him to take more risks and embrace change as opposed to being stuck in a rut out of fear.